GF's 26F, male friend is trying to hook up with her and not sure how I, 29M, should react. My girlfriend has had this male friend for years, predating our relationship, and up until recently, things had been strictly platonic. She says that she has never been attracted to him nor had any thoughts of being more than friends. However, one evening a few weeks ago, he invited her to hang out and then tried to make a move on her while they were alone in his car. She told me that she recoiled, and that nothing happened, which I believe. She also told me that this incident had probably irreparably damaged their friendship, as his actions were verging on physically forceful or rapey, and she was happy to get out of there. Since that incident, however, she has continued to see this guy on several occasions, and he has continued to pursue her in a similar manner, knowing full well that she is not interested in anything sexual and that we are in a committed relationship. She shared with me that he has actively tried to undermine our relationship, privately bad-mouthing me and trying to convince her to explore her options. She doesn't think this is a problem at all, as she says has no intention of cheating or leaving the relationship. We have been together for a year and otherwise have a solid relationship. There have thus far been no issues with either infidelity or excessive jealousy from either of us. I am not really worried that she will slip or cheat on me, but am bothered that she is choosing to spend much time with someone who is trying to undermine our relationship, and also feel that it is a bit inconsiderate of her to repeatedly put herself in a position where she is alone with an aggressive suitor. Am I being stupid here, and what, if anything, can I do or say here that will not harm the relationship? Am I being stupid here? You are not being stupid here. This is very concerning behavior on her part and is completely inappropriate in a committed relationship. And what, if anything, can I do or say here that will not harm the relationship? You need to stop being afraid of harming the relationship. You need to say things that might harm the relationship because she is already severely harming the relationship. Tell her that you do not find this acceptable in a committed relationship. You can't control things like this. All you can do is clearly establish, and enforce, your boundaries. That means telling her, I don't date girls who let guys flirt with her for attention and act like they're friends. And if she doesn't get the hint and cut off the orbiters, you walk. Once her friend started talking badly about you and tried to undermine your relationship, your girlfriend should have stopped seeing her friend. Once her friend verbally expressed romantic feelings for her that changed their relationship from strictly platonic, and she shouldn't be hanging out with just him. The idea she kept seeing him, and still wants to after he tried to physically force himself on her, shows that either there is more to the story or at best your girlfriend has incredibly poor judgment and you need to re-examine the relationship. She seems to not understand that there is more to relationships than sex, and you are setting yourself up to deal with emotional affairs if you ever marry her, because she would appear to find nothing wrong with them. How does anyone continue to hang out with someone who was rapey with them? Isn't she sending a message that she didn't mind what he did? I would dump her ass. After that first time that he did it, she should have stopped hanging out with him. Not only is she still hanging out with him when she knows that he's gonna keep trying it, but he's bad-mouthing you. She thinks it's okay for him to keep trying shit and to try and undermine your relationship. At first he was the problem, now she is. Who would keep putting up with a guy they're not interested in, making moves on her? He thinks he has a chance and she hasn't stopped hanging out with him. She's letting him believe it's okay to do what he's doing. I think there's more to it. I would dump her ass and not even give her an explanation because she has a brain so she can figure it out. She also told, as his actions were verging on physically forceful or rapey, and she was happy to get out of there. And she shared with me that he has actively tried to undermine our relationship, privately bad-mouthing me and trying to convince her to explore her options. She doesn't think this is a problem at all, as she says has no intention of cheating or leaving the relationship. You should leave this relationship though. Either she about to cheat or she is okay being friends with people who borderline try to rape her plus sabotage your relationship. My ex's friend also made a move on her knowing she was dating me. She kept hanging out with him. They have been together the last 2 years. She used to call him, and I quote, kinda ugly, thought he was gay. He is so annoying he won't stop blowing up my phone, run. He's not her friend, he's a suitor. He's also an enemy of your relationship. She is aware of these two facts and still considers him a friend. Ask her how come? My girlfriend wants to play video games with me, but gets frustrated when she plays poorly. I am sure many of you are familiar with competitive video games and how they work. Frankly, she does not perform well often, bottom fragging, which I don't mind, since it's just a game. However, her poor performance causes her to close off or become passive-aggressive. I want to talk to her about it, but I don't want to sound like I am blaming her for playing poorly. "Hey babe, it's okay if you don't do good, it's just a game," sounds pretty condescending to me. I would appreciate it if you did not blame me for our team's poor performance. Also does not really address her taking the game too seriously. How do I approach this? She still tells me she enjoys playing the game. Edit. All of your comments have been helpful, thank you. Some of them are really funny. My wife was that way, still is, when we started playing together. I am ultra competitive in everything I do, from games to sports to cooking. She is as well. After about a week of watching her get upset at herself, I just asked a simple question. What would you like me to do in this situation? Do you want my advice? Do you want me to sit quietly and let you figure it out? Or do you want me to just say it's okay? There's nothing wrong with her taking the game seriously. Just be direct and ask her what she would like you to do. Did you try messaging her to get good? If she blames you for the team's poor performance, you're legally obligated to challenge her to a 1v1. I used to want to play games with my boyfriend and be so embarrassed when I sucked. Now I have fun with it, as long as he's willing to be a little patient with me. Maybe she just needs time to get over that embarrassed stage. Get good, you fucking scrub. Have you considered looking at other games, maybe less competitive ones, and more collaborative? Presumably she wants to play so she can spend some quality time with you, so maybe a different game might suit you as a couple. I'm sort of the girlfriend here. I don't play competitive games, I just suck at FPS and I feel terrible about the idea of holding others back. But something that works for us is picking a game that's new to both of us so we start on similar levels. I'll never play COD with my man, but problem-solving games are a blast, especially if neither has experience. Good luck. You don't have to say it's okay if you don't do good, etc. But compliment when she's doing something good or right in the game. Let her know every time she's doing good. Her confidence will build in time and she should stop getting frustrated. Also, it depends what game you're playing. I enjoy playing with husband, but I only play a select few, as I either didn't like the others or couldn't get my head around it. Tell her you have a perfect game for her to just relax and chill and install Dark Souls. Boyfriend wants me to grow up in only a week. For context, I, F17, and my boyfriend, M17, have been together on and off since early 2019. I have autism, potentially violent, anger issues, depression, anxiety and body dysmorphia. My boyfriend has depression and anxiety. He's going into the army while I'll still be in school and working in a local movie theater. We've been having quite a few problems ever since I was hired at the theater. On Sunday I had my orientation and on Monday I attended a holiday party thrown by the managers. Today I officially start training. He's been asking relentlessly for nudes while I was busy, in burnout or just tired from school, and my answer was always no, and this morning, disaster struck. We did our usual, good morning, texts, then he got pissed off. He called me emotionless and childish and pretty much every insulting name in the books while I was so numb to his words. I didn't care what he said, he's clearly unhappy and should find someone else. But he doesn't want someone else. He wants me, but better. I don't exactly know what he wants from me, but I do know he wants me to change in only a week. So what can I do? What should I do? Update 1. I've done it. I sent him a full paragraph telling him I'm dumping him. Do I feel accomplished? OFC, I do. Am I scared of his response? Definitely. Here's what I said. I'm done with you. You never treated me right. You're using my own neurological wiring against me, manipulating me into being a toy for you, calling me childish and emotionless when you don't even understand how my brain works, and finally, you have only made me happy just because you felt obligated to, just like everyone in my path. So I'm breaking up with you. I will work on myself, but definitely not for you. Fuck you. Update 2. That whole thing was a setup? He said, good. That's what I wanted you to say. You can change you for you. I'll be much happier. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. I don't fucking want him. Update 3. Last one. I swear. Thank you all so much for your kind words and advice. I mustered up the courage to break things up with that tool. And I feel good for doing it. But it doesn't mean I don't have my own problems to deal with. So I will spend a lot of time working on myself. I'm gonna try and be more assertive towards people like him. Work a little bit on my physical appearance, not vital, but I'll still do it. And keep my head together to balance school, work and a much better partner. Update 4. Okay, this is the last one. It makes me so happy knowing so many people have supported my situation. I feel very good about what I did, and this is the most euphoria I've felt in a long-ass time. Thank you all again for the kind words. This literally made my whole day." A what? You don't owe anyone nudes at any time. He's pestering you for nudes while you're busy at work, then gets pissy when you don't send them, and you're the one who has to grow up. You're at a pivot point in your life. You can keep on with this negging, manipulative person, but by doing so, you'd be telling yourself that this is the best you can get. Or you can end it and start believing you deserve more. Leave him. You sound like you need to leave and work on yourself before rushing into anything else. He sounds controlling, and this relationship sounds terrible for both of you. I have, potentially violent, anger issues. Until this is resolved, you really should stay single. He'll probably be disqualified from enlisting if he has mental health problems anyway. While you still have a job. Who's the grown-up one now? I think you both need to break up and focus on your own issues. You say you've been on and off for about 3 years now, he pesters you for nudes, and now gives you this bullshit ultimatum? Leave. If he can't be understanding and appreciate you, he's not for you. Period. If you were meant to stay with him, he'd accept you any way you come because he's interested in you for who you are. He'd be patient, supportive, and helpful with your burnout and stresses. All he's doing is adding negativity to your life and expectations when you have enough on your plate. You're right, he's clearly unhappy and should find someone else, and so should you. You deserve way better than that petty shit. Okay, so to start, I am 23M, and let me tell you, people that tell you to grow up 9 times out of 10 fucking suck as they feel. Since they have grown up, you're not allowed to be sad, tired, or just want to sit down and exist, because apparently adults must always be actively doing something even when they are burned out. For the rest of that, drop him. You can get an upgrade by quite literally any other dude in existence, as he obviously does not respect you, as you do not treat yourself like that or make them uncomfortable with requests like that. Now you're still young, simply focus on you and school and your job. You have plenty of time to meet someone who will respect you and value your companionship, as he obviously does not. I, 23 female. Asked a guy, 25M, out, and my parents think I have no pride. Well, hello there. I guess I'm letting my feeling out here because I don't have anyone to talk to right now. Just as the title says, I had asked a guy out and I was happy in the beginning, but now I feel kinda crappy about it. I told my parents I was going on a date with this guy and also mentioned I asked him out on a date. This is the first time I've ever asked out a guy on a date. Well, my mother said that I have no pride and should cancel the date. After she said that, it kinda hurt me. I asked her if she's implying I have no self-respect, and she said yes to that. Then she went on about how a man should always be the one to ask a woman out. TBHIDK if me and the guy will even click, but my mother's comment kinda hurt hearing. My father has called me cheap before for going out with a guy when he asked me out too. The more I talk to them, the more I feel like shouldn't be telling them these things. Any advice is welcome. TLR. My parents think I have no pride and self-respect because I asked a guy out on a date. That's not cheap of you to date or ask a man out as a woman. You're just doing what makes you happy. You have self-respect to go after what you want without letting your gender be influenced by societal stereotypes. I'm sorry your parents are like this. I just do what my mom says and not give a shit, and so should you, Purple Heart. Stop talking to your sexist parents about your dates. I think it's awesome you asked him out. I would have loved to be asked out. You go girl. Your parents are wrong and operating on outdated beliefs. There's nothing wrong with asking out someone you want to date. Your parents are toxic and from the 1800s. You are proactive and going after what you want. Be proud of yourself. I believe the correct response to your mom's comment is, okay, boomer. Fuck that. Guys keep telling me I'm intimidating, so I had to learn how to put my big girl pants on and ask them out first. Men are scared of rejection, too. Maybe even more so than women. I've asked the guy out for the first date at least 70% of the time in the last year. It shows confidence. Nothing wrong with being a strong, confident, gorgeous woman who knows what she wants. Do your thing, op. That's strange. Your parents should just be happy for you to be finding happiness. You probably should back off on how much you tell them about the specifics of your dating life. You don't need to cut them out or anything, but being more mindful of what you tell them would be wise.